All right, yeah. So man, so this video is go over that different. Let me take these AirPods out. These things in my motherfucking ear. Okay, so my thing is, okay, this video is going to be about the difference. See, and this goes into part where I talk about how like women are born into like being wanted. So just from that simple part of it, like they genuinely have no uh they have no awareness on reality on how to survive until pretty much they get about 30, 35, 40. That's when reality like genuinely fucking hits them. But see, like men, see, like, as men, we don't reach this part until we reach this part a lot sooner, and we go through a lot long of let's just call it boot camp for short. We go through a lot more tests and trials of figuring out reality. We're not good enough. So I'm gonna go into more specifically, like the younger group that I talk about. Okay, like when women, their prime is in 16 to 25, and men's worst years are usually maxes out around 16 to 25. Now, on the men's side of it, like well, we're 16 to 25, like we're just not good for anything for what a woman wants. Okay, for the woman that we want wants. And every guy, if you're a guy that's between 16 and 25, you know there's that beautiful woman at your school, in your neighborhood, whatever, who works at the grocery store. You already know the one. You know the one I'm talking about. And you know she's probably sucking the dick of somebody who's like, fucking more gangster than you are. That's the reality. Okay, because as men, like that is the boot camp. And to be honest, I feel sorry for guys like the guy like Elliot Rogers. That's where the incel saying took off. Well, was from guys like Elliot Rogers. Was this motherfucker like he fucking killed himself over this shit because he was young and he didn't have okay, at least he didn't know he had a base of other men that would say, no, like you all right, bro. Just chill out and you can be all right in like 3 to 5 years. He didn't have that, and that motherfucker flipped out, man, and killed everybody, including himself. Like, it's sad, man. Like that shit hurts as a 33-year-old man to watch because now I see it. But I remember how I was when I was in college, when I was younger, because I was older when I went to college. But when I was younger, I was like 20, 21. I remember that shit, man. Like that is like no joke. When you try and get a girlfriend and you are a man between the age of 18, like I say 18 to 25, and you're trying to lock down a girlfriend, you would have a better chance trying to catch a butterfly with your bare hands that's hooked on cocaine. You would have a better chance because the core of the man and woman relationship is women are prostitutes. That is the core of their fucking existence. Now they try to pretend that they aren't because they know that there's a stigma attached to the word prostitute, but that's what their vagina is always hardwired for. Their vagina is hardwired for that guy who's going to protect them in the world. That's the reality of it. Okay. Um, and the false reality that men are taught at younger ages is that well, as a man, all you have to do is be strong and look out for your woman and be a good man, and she'll automatically respect you. And for all those men who followed that, what did that get you? Single mothers, fat ugly bitches, dumb bitches. That well, all of them kind of dumb, but even okay, the next level dumb bitch. You see what I'm saying? That's all that gets you. And because who fueled that? Some beta simp dude stuck in office writing this shit. That's who fueled that, and that's what men are brought up to believe. And see that, and this goes to my previous video. Women are allowed to just buy into their nature. Men aren't allowed to just buy into their nature. We aren't given that. See, women are given so many more privileges than they fucking acknowledge, or even the slightest bit of aware of acknowledging. Like there's so many privileges that they get that they just aren't even aware of from the start. That it's just it's fucking it's not even hilarious. It's really sad. And then you see these like women equality things. It's just it's pathetic. Like the compare you cannot compare the two between in our prime years. Okay, but what you can compare it to like what I touched on in previous video, is when a man, okay, a man in his worst years is the equivalent to a woman in her worst years. Both of those cannot find a quality spouse to stay around. They can't do it. A woman, pretty much, I say after 25, but let's say in reality, the whole wide world, I say 35. After a woman turns 35, she's going to catch hell trying to find a desirable male to sit down with her, because any desirable male is going to go after something younger than her, flat out. And more likely without the bastard kids, without the baggage, without her poverty playing a part into his life that he's already worked himself out of. A woman over 35 is going to she's going to have hell finding a quality male. That's the reality of it. Sorry, I mean that, and it's the same thing with a man between the age of 16 and roughly 25. He's going to catch hell finding what men call a quality woman to sit by his side. He every other hour of every day is going to be a fight and struggle for him, because a woman's prostituting nature. A woman's prostituting nature is to find what? The next better male than the one she has. And when she's in her prime, she can do that. So what's going to happen? She's going to keep going up and keep going up. Oh, you're a manager at Target. I think I want a manager at Myers. Oh, you're a manager at Myers. I think I want an accountant at Microsoft. This is how bitches' brains think. Like, they can't help it. See, when I talk like this, I'm only talking through the nature, through women's nature. They can't fucking help it, man. Like, it's them. And it's the same thing on the flip side. When women hit, I say over 30, 35 is probably about like the universal cutoff range. Now, in countries where they still have self-esteem, about 25 is about the cutoff range. Now, in countries that they have low self-esteem, westernized countries, it's usually about 30, 35. So let's just cut it off at 35. At 35, see, those women catch hell for more core reasons and more logical, far more logical reasons in the aspect of human development. You see, when they hit over 30, when they let's say she's 35 at max. Well, she's 35. She now has to compete with all the women between 16 to, I say, like 30. That's a whole, that's schools and schools of women from different area codes, different countries, different languages, you know, for her to compete against. But not only that, she's over 35. Okay, let's just base it on a reality. Any man who has any common sense and logic within himself, he's not going to try to marry her in a couple months. He's not going to try to have a kid with her in a couple months. He's going to wait out some years. Okay, so the bitch going to be 37, 38 by the time that shit plays out. And by the time it plays out regularly, bitch going to be almost 40. Okay? Like, no. You already know what that shit is. No. And it's the same thing. Okay. And it's kind of the same thing with the men who are between 16 and 25. For women, women are looking for the best protector of her family. That's what women are looking for. That's the core of what they're looking for. She will get railed out by the lone wolf guy who just pisses on bitches all night long, and still look out for that beta guy who's at least gonna fend for her children. She'll do that in those years, you see. Um, so that guy, so the few guys who stand a chance, and the few guys who do, are usually like, the top percentage of men. The guys who came from families who have money, the guys who are naturally like athletes. Those are the guys who are getting all the girls. Who are like, okay, those are most of the younger guys who are getting all the younger girls. If the younger girls, every younger girl I guarantee you, she is blowing an older guy right now. Guarantee it, without a fact. And the reason why she has no remorse about it is because it's part of her nature. That older guy has protection. See, I can give her protection. I can give that 22-year-old girl some protection. There's more protection than that 22-year-old guy can give her. I can pay her internet bill, her car insurance bill, and not even miss the money. But a 22-year-old guy, he can't afford that. Okay, so he's like basically waiting on the sidelines, hoping for the bitch to come back to him at this point. but okay, the core what I'm trying to say is if there's any guy who's watching this who's under 25, okay, it gets better, but you got to last it out. And all those pretty girls you know right now, they are going to turn to a pile of vomit by the time they're 30, and you won't even want to touch them. But see, you can. It's hard to see it now unless you've already seen it happen. See, I've already seen it happen. I got countless girls who I remember from high school. Let me tell you something. I'm 33. I remember all those hot girls from high school. None of them who I've seen on Facebook would I ever even imagine talking to in public at 33. I couldn't. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even. In my most deluded, fever-induced dream, would not think of like talking to them in a straight face with a straight face. They are just fat, either fat, fucked up. Well, okay, well, fucked up is a loose is a wide term. They're fat, they're crazy, they turned ugly for some reason. There is no reason. So if you're under 25, I want to make this clear. Any hot girl you see now who's the same age as you, and she probably ain't paying you no attention because she's fucking a dude like me, in a few hours. It's 8:19, probably about 3:19. I might be fucking another one. She ain't paying you no attention. I know it. It's cool. What I want to say is it's no problem because see, when you hit 33, see, that same girl is gonna been done had two or three babies by 8 different men. Okay. Your time is gonna come when you hit 33 and the new models been done came out while you was 31, 32, and they hit 18 in them years. See, that's gonna be your time to shine. Like if I can get one word of advice to any guy who's under 25 and is mad because he can't find a girl, is this. Okay, you gonna have to just last it out. Just just exist. I mean, now some of y'all do get lucky, and some of y'all get lucky and you find a halfway decent girl. I've known it, I've seen it happen a few times. And some beautiful girls hook up with some guys the same age. And now looking back, I tell you, okay, them beautiful girls, see, those beautiful girls have the whole dating market at their feet because they're young, they're beautiful, they're in their prime. See, they don't know what it's like to be 31, 32 yet, and to see how this world treats, old bitches. See, when they hit 31, 32, 33, them bitches ain't good for nothing other than to be a fucking hooker. Let's make that shit clear right here, right now. Once they get over 31, 32, they are good for nothing in society but raising kids that they had from raising some bastard kid they had, and or being a hooker. That's about it. After 30. And if you're under 25, 30 sounds old. I admit it sounds old. 25 sounds old. But when you under 25, like 30 sounds old, man. But when you hit 30, you gonna see what I'm saying is true. Like when they hit over 30, they are good for nothing other than being a temporary hooker and raising whatever kids they had with whatever bastard kid they had with some piece of shit dude. That's all they're good for. It's point blank. Most of them, point blank. Now they are like that. The exceptions are the women who they were happily married or they were in a long term relationship, and the man died. He caught cancer or died in a motorcycle accident or something like that. He legit died. Those are the few exceptions. But most of the time, that shit don't happen. Most of the time, like they're fucking whores that got off on being whores and playing men until they finally realize, ding, I can't play men anymore. I need to lock down a man. I, I'm telling you, man, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, guys, if you between 16 and 25, what I would say to do is to do this: study, study, study as much as you can, and become as much as get your intellect as high as you can get it. Because see, bitches don't work on intellect. Very few bitches work on intellect because bitches know all I got to do is put on makeup and smile. and some guy will just come and just sweep and want to fuck me, and I'll play games with him until he sweeps me off my feet. That's bitches mentality. See, with men, we don't have that. Okay, so what I'm telling you as men is, we see that intellect will put you leagues ahead of that sexy bitch right now. Give it 10 years. And that sexy bitch, she gonna be sitting up on welfare trying to get food stamps. And I guarantee you, she may never tell anybody this, but she's on the internet prostituting herself. I guarantee it. I guarantee all those pretty girls you know, out of every 10, I say at least 8 of them is on some website or through some personal contact way. They are prostituting themselves because they can't take care of themselves anymore. You see, because again, in the previous video, I went on how a woman's highest achievement is to be desirable to men. Any woman, Oprah, fucking CEO of fucking Cisco, whatever the fuck, their highest achievement, where they feel the most complete as a woman, is to be desirable for a man, and that just pollutes their brain, and that's what keeps women beneath men.